going forward, a lot of it, you've been dubbed as kind of the thinking man's fighter. Has that always kind of been your approach to fighting, to kind of size up your opponents and see their strengths and weaknesses?
I always try to do it that way, and it's gotten more so that way. I've gotten more tape, studied more, and kind of looked for tendencies and strengths and weaknesses and all those sorts of things. I think that started with my old management, Enrico Ciparelli, with the Raw team. Definitely. He kind of had a vision in his mind of my opponents, and we talk about, tactically and technically how we wanted to approach him, where we wanted to be, what we needed to watch out for. And I think that got my wheels and my brain kind of configured in that way, and I just took it from there.
Definitely. And how is that when it comes down to fight time? I know a lot of fighters just talk about getting in the ring and kind of going and not trying to overthink too much. Is it difficult to put everything together when you?
I don't think you have to think fight night. I think you think before training camp, and you set out a plan, and you put yourself in situations and train your body and the muscle memory to respond in particular circumstances and situations, and hopefully you pick the right ones.
Right.
And then in the heat of it, you don't have time to think. Your body just responds.
Definitely.
Hopefully it responds appropriately.
Right. And at this point, I mean, you've held 2 titles or you've held titles in 2 different weight classes. What keeps you going every day in the gym?
Just a love for the sport.
Definitely.
It doesn't feel like a job. That's what I like to do.
Got you. And does that make it easier to compete when you're motivated just for love and not necessarily to win or to put food on the table?
Yeah, I think it's always keeping it simple is the best idea. I started this on a whim and just because I was interested and intrigued by it, and taking it one fight at a time, and that's gotten me down the right path.
Definitely. And also, does that make it easier to deal with the losses? I remember back at UFC 91, you were really laid back and really at ease after the loss, and didn't seem to take it too tough. Is that part of it? Is just kind of for competition?
No. Anybody likes to lose. I certainly don't like to lose, but I've kind of taken the position that I need to embrace those situations.
Definitely.
Because I tend to be my worst critic, and I analyze more, and I adjust more, and make more changes, and become not only a better athlete, but a better person from that adversity.
Definitely. And what'd you take away from that fight with Lesnar last November?
Well, I felt like I did a lot of things right. I was headed in the right direction. And my training was spot on. My conditioning felt great. Technically and tactically, I did a lot of the things I trained to do. Just got caught.
Definitely.
That happens.
And looking at his last fight and seeing what he did to Mir, did that make you feel a little bit better about the way he did?
Well, I wasn't surprised. I knew he was going to come out stronger. It was going to be harder for Mir to get him out of position and to move him. He's got a great base and he's a big athletic guy. So I figured he'd make adjustments and he was going to be tough for Frank to deal with.
Definitely.
He definitely showed improvement. He played position way better. He picked his shots, made them count. He wasn't frivolous with his energy.
Right.
He did a good job.
And looking forward to this fight with Nogueira coming up, what are your thoughts on him?
Obviously very durable. He's had a ton of experience. He's one of those master manipulators, especially on the ground. He's always playing the chess game. He's 1 or 2 steps ahead of you, sets traps and looks for particular things. And I think we've analyzed him well and have an idea where he's going to be and what he's looking for. So hopefully we get it right. Definitely.
And with nearly 40 fights to look at on Nogueira, do you see some areas of your game that might present some problems for him?
Well, I think he's going to have trouble getting me to the ground. I mean, unless something unforeseen happens. I need to be attentive, use my footwork, stick and move, be sharp in the clinch, watch out for his body lock and his step around, and control and be active in those positions, not just hang out there. And I think I can dominate that area in the fight. But you have to be prepared. If it hits the ground, you never know if you're going to get caught or tripped or whatever.
Right.
So you got to be ready.
Definitely. And is it easier training for this fight because it's only 3 rounds as opposed to a 5-round championship fight?
The training's the same. The conditioning's the same. It's a little bit longer conditioning for a 5-round fight. You got to be ready to go for a whole 5. Obviously, I'm ready to go. 3 as hard as I need to go. It would be a minor adjustment to prepare for 5, but it's still an adjustment.
Definitely. And looking forward, have you thought about anything beyond this point, or is it all one fight at a time at this point?
It's never healthy to look forward. You got to stay in the moment, focus on what's in front of you right now. The future will be there after this is over.
Right, absolutely. And dealing with all the media attention surrounding this fight, is it difficult for you? You kind of used to everything?
I've kind of learned to embrace the media, especially this week.
Right.
The week going into the fight, it ramps up and it helps me pass the time. Otherwise, I'm sitting around fidgeting, waiting for fight night to get here. So.
Absolutely. And one final question: is you are very good usually at predicting these outcomes. Carwin and Lesnar announced today, somewhat official for 106. Who do you see in that one, and why?
I mean, it's going to be a good bang-up fight. I think, having looked at both guys just a little bit, and obviously Lesnar a little more, I think Lesnar's going to be just a little too much for him. So he's going to find a way to either catch him with a good one if they go toe-to-toe, or get on top of him and smother him.
That's it.